And Bo Nix and Sean Payton carved up this Green Bay defense. He's athletic. He's clever. He's deceptive. He doesn't get sacked. Sean Payton has been texting me for 2 years. I got myself a star. The headline here can't just be Packers lose Watson and Micah Parsons. Yeah, it's awful. Jeff Hafley in the last 2 years has faced C.J. Stroud, Goff, Hurts, Matt Stafford. Bo Nix in the last 2 years is the only quarterback Green Bay's defense has faced that's thrown 4 touchdown passes to 4 different wide receivers. So too many people, I said this last week, have just sort of made up their mind on Bo Nix. I think he reminds me of a right-handed Steve Young. He is way, way more athletic than anybody gives him credit for. Dad was a coach, never gets sacked. Never gets sacked. I've said this about Caleb Williams. Doesn't throw many picks. Bo Nix never gets sacked. And since he's been in the NFL, he's 22-9 with more touchdown passes in that span than Matt Stafford. Okay? And Sean Payton, and remember this, Bo Nix is in a division with great defensive coordinators like Jesse Minter and Steve Spagnuolo. So Denver was down 9 in the third quarter, and they needed Bo Nix, the second-year quarterback from Oregon, to be a star. And that's exactly what Bo Nix was. 3 long drives, playmaking, rolling left, rolling right, deceptive, big-time throws up the sideline, great on fourth down. Again, 8 for 12 throwing downfield. That's always been the knock. Well, I didn't throw the ball down the field. Did yesterday against arguably the best defense he's faced all year. I don't know what he needs to do to impress people. I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot of times it's first impressions and his first month in the NFL. And I know he's not the biggest guy, doesn't have the biggest arm. His first month, 5 weeks in the NFL, little choppy. Get over it. He's really, really good. Well, he wouldn't be that good without Sean Payton. Well, Troy Aikman wouldn't have been that good without Jimmy Johnson. Marino maybe not that good without Don Shula. I mean, every great Tom Brady probably wouldn't win all those rings without Belichick early in his career. You got to get over that. The kid is top 5 in wins, top 6 in total touchdowns, and he's 3rd in dropbacks. They're not babysitting. This is not Big Ben early years in the NFL. Whole playbook, motions, sets, 40 throws in a really good defensive coordinator division. So the Denver roster is excellent. We know that. The coach is excellent. The only question has been, well, what do you do with Bo Nix? Well, you know, he has 27 touchdowns. You know who else does? Drake May. In my opinion, Drake May was talked about a week ago as the MVP candidate. Bo Nix, you're not sure about. I don't know. I watched yesterday. It's time to be sure. Add this, exactly 50% of the wins, Denver's wins, have come on a game-winning drive from Bo Nix. So I don't know how you define that. The it quality, he is really good when he's got to be really good. And here is Sean Payton on his young quarterback star.
The thing about him is, like, he loves playing, you know, and so that's contagious. And that's a really good trait for a player at his position, and his teammates feel that.
Yeah. Do you guys remember when Colin about a month ago said that the Denver Broncos might need to consider drafting a new quarterback, that they may have a Boone Nix problem? I remember, man, I took so much heat for consistently defending Bo Nix week after week after week, calling him, saying that he reminds me of Josh Allen. I still remember when Bo Nix was first drafted. Oh my goodness, how much hate this man got, how much doubt this man got. It's going to be fun to do first things first later, that's for sure. Before I get any deeper into it, Denver Broncos fans, you know, I've been with you since the beginning, since way beginning. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to watch the full-length video. That is, with a shadow of a doubt, the best possible way to make sure that I can keep making the best Denver Broncos content, so we can keep creating grounded, honest, unbiased content. When you guys subscribe, when you guys watch the full-length video, this is what happened. Views go through the roof. Subscribers go through the roof. And it's not just about chasing subscribers. It's not just about chasing views. It's about being able to create content that people genuinely want to discuss, people that they want to be part of, that they wanted to interact with, so we can have real discussions. So please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. Thank you so much. Let's talk Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. Colin is being ridiculous right now because he's out there saying, why is anyone doubting Bo Nix? Why is anyone doubting Bo Nix? He kept saying throughout the whole season that the Bo Nix might be holding them back. And even over the last few weeks, he keeps saying Bo Nix is good, but he's a little inconsistent. He's a little uneven. That's why he was picking the Packers to win this game on the road against Denver. So can we stop with, like, saying, why is everyone down in Denver Broncos? Why is everyone down in Bo Nix? It's like they weren't favored at home on a 10 a.m. winning streak. So what are we saying right now? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's madness. People are still holding as tight as they can to that, like, Raiders game or against the Jets in London after that. Kansas City going into that Kansas City Chiefs game post-bye, and specifically that Chiefs game, there has been a shift in Bo Nix. And this is what I said, especially post-bye, you get to audit yourself. You get to go all the coaches. They get to just pore over film and look within. They look within. They look within. And they get to figure out what's working, what's not working. What do we need to do to improve? What can we do to be better? The bye is huge for that, especially when you're young, especially when you're developing. Bo Nix is playing with such confidence. And here's what's so interesting. Earlier in the season, was really sped up, and we were all like, bro, you gotta relax, you gotta chill. Everything's happening too fast here. Now, he's seemingly operating just as fast, but the rest, but everything else is slowed down. So it's just so fascinating to, I made the comparison, is that it just reminds me of if you're watching some sort of superhero movie where they have someone who can, like, run real fast or something. They have it where, like, everyone else is, like, moving, like, really slow, like what they do, like in The Flash, or I don't know, X-Men, any of the movies where people are moving real fast. That's what it reminds me of right now. He's moving so fast, but he's so in control. Some of the throws that this man was making, and I'm not going to show clips on this clip, but I'm going to make a separate clip where I show clips of these 3 plays that were just, I just wrote my notes in gigantic letters. Josh Allen, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. I mean, it was just unbelievable. The throws that this guy was making, the control over the offense, the playmaking abilities. It's insane right now. It's insane. They're not going to shy away from it on First Things First. They can't. But I can't wait to see what they finally, I mean, that whole table doubted Bo Nix. They laughed at Bo Nix. Manini, Nick, Brew, Wilds. It was just doubt after doubt after doubt after doubt. And so I'll leave that take for when that time comes. But, like, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I can't wait to pounce on. And someone said this in the comment section. I'm not totally sold on Bo Nix. If it wasn't for a couple plays, this game could have gone in a completely different direction. They could still be frauds. You could say that about every single football game. You could literally say that. You could say that about the Philadelphia Eagles, who dominated the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for that one pick six, if it wasn't for that interception with the ball, if it wasn't for that one throw by Jalen, if it wasn't for those 3 plays, the whole game could have shifted. And it's like, yeah, you're right. The whole game would have changed. Do we know what the outcome would have been? No. But we can guarantee that it wouldn't have been that exact outcome. So it's like, what are we saying? If you're a Packers fan, by the way, and you saw that and you're like, I don't really believe in what the Broncos did. If a couple things changed differently, that game shifted. It's like, well, then you could have said that about the Packers win over the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears could say that about when they lost to the Packers. And we can go on and on and on. So I don't even know what that statement means in that context, honestly. I really don't. But this was a huge game. This was a huge game. Huge game. Huge game. Some of the other comments that I heard were some people are kind of like a little they're a little nervous about this defense right now. that they're cooling off at the wrong time. The offense is now stepping up, but the defense is somewhat lacking. I understand that's because you think this defense just needs to hold everyone to like 15 points here. This is a well-coached, aggressive offense from the Packers with a great quarterback, great coach. You got 2 turnovers on them. I mean, their teams are going to be able to put up points no matter how great your defense is. You're not going to always be able to erase them. They're just not. I always compare it to like Steph Curry, any superstar in the NBA. It's like you could play great defense on them, and you're going to try to slow them down. They're still going to get their points. They're still going to get their shots. They're going to get their buckets. They're going to get to the free throw line. But when you're trying to beat the Warriors, when you're trying to beat LeBron, like the goal is to not hold them to 15 to 20. Obviously, you love that. But like you're just trying to limit the damage. And ultimately, when a defense can't really shut you down, because I know the Texans recently and a couple other spots, you're there. Offenses have been able to really become like non-existent, but it's all about just trying to slow down the team, force some 3 and outs, get some turnovers, and make key plays when it matters most. You just scored, and now to try to really solidify that you got the momentum, can you force a punt? Can you push them back in the back of the end zone? Right? Like what C can you make things just feel like the game is getting out of control for them? They're going to score touchdowns. They're going to make nice plays. And that was the thing. The one touchdown was like an unbelievable catch and throw. And so like those things are going to happen. Those things are going to happen. But then also so are the interceptions. So are the pressures. So are the 3 and outs. So are the, a first down and then a punt. An untimely sack to now put you on the brink of field goal range. Like that's what matters. You can't expect that you're just going to be able to get into the playoffs and you're just going to hold teams to like 15 or less. Like that would be nice. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. But it's not always likely. When you look at the Chiefs, who have had a great defense, and yes, they've had a game where they, over those last couple of years when they were, really balling. Were they able to hold the Ravens to 10 points? Yes. Massive, right? But then they also gave up a whole bunch of points to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. But they made the plays when it mattered most. They generated the pressure when it mattered most. They made things difficult when it mattered most. That's ultimately what you're looking for. They did the same thing against the 49ers in the Super Bowl, right? They did a decent job of making sure that the game all stayed within range. When it was time to really, for Brock Purdy, if he makes this one throw, they're going to ice the game. And the game's over. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Chris Jones is in his lap, makes it impossible. That's what you're looking for at the end of the day. That's ultimately what you need more than anything, like what we saw against the Washington Commanders. Didn't make every single play, but when it was time, it was like Marcus Mariota just had like a monster in his lap and was just like, oh my gosh, what the heck, right? Like that's ultimately what you need. Not always being able to hold everyone down to 10 points. Not everyone's Justin Fields or Geno Smith. So that's just the way it's going to be. But massive win for the Denver Broncos, massive win for Bo Nix, massive win for Sean Payton, massive win for the NFL. This is the Broncos-Packers. Crazy. 2 iconic teams going at it. It was a great game. Awesome game. I couldn't believe what I was watching. So much action. So much high-level play. Everybody was stepping up. Playmakers stepping up. Big throws, underneath throws, big runs, scrambles, key defensive plays. I mean, it checked every single box. I said, going to this game, any question that you have about this Denver Broncos team will be answered, and they answered every single question as loud as they possibly could. They got an A+ for me. They got an A++. You know, when you open up an app sometimes and they're like, what do you want to rate us? Leave a review. It's like 5 stars. Amazing. Boom. Now leave me alone. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? Are the Broncos the best team in the AFC? Well, they certainly have the #1 record in the AFC. and they certainly have the number one record in the NFL. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.